Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here again, back playing some more Terra Tech, and this episode's maybe a little different. It looks like the same as always, but it's a little different. Kinda got a headache today and ain't really too on focus, so I just kinda jumped around all over the place, as you will see as you watch. But before I do get into that, I'd like to welcome you, thank you for joining me, and I would like to ask that if you do like what you're about to see, to feel free to fuel up my little channel with the likes, the comments, the suggestions, the subscriptions, with the dinging of the bell. Awesome way to fill the tank. And also, if you have some cool and original text, don't forget about the Saturday Showcase, where you can audition your text through the link in the description. That's as such. The Saturday Showcase auditions, send a save game or in-game snapshot, and I'll find them and make the best dang video out of them. We'll have a ton of fun in the process, sharing our ideas and inspirations. So far, it's been pretty good. I think I got 21 of them, or 20 of them done, 21 of them done, and so far, I've had a ton of fun, and it seems like everyone else is too, so hey, let's keep her going. And you know, if you're gonna get in on this base challenge, get at her. It's the 21st is when it's due. I've been working my arse off on it. So far, these first three, they're pretty similar, but they're comparable. As in, they only can do it in 47 seconds for the Springer wheel. And the Autocannon, it has to set it yourself. It just won't carry on long enough with only 3 factories. But from there, I got thinking, I want to build this thing, my useless machine. But it turns out my little cabinet, my worker here, he's got a headache too. He's rolling around, trying to bang it out of his head or something. I don't know. He's having issues. So, I guess this is going to be a rough day. But anyway, he got over his little headache. But then shortly after that, it crashed. So, I got restarted, got thinking, what do I want to build? And then it come to me. I was challenged of some sort. Yeah, I'm liking them. Well, the challenge this time, from what I can remember, I didn't reread it. That headache kept me from doing a lot of research the other day. But I went on memory. And unfortunately, my memory ain't so great, so I'm hoping I did alright. But the challenge was to make a vehicle in a car-type fashion that only had one wheel at the front and a spoiler at the back to create lift so it could drive. Now that's the main parts that I remember. But what I may have took some creative licenses on are the use of the hover pads, the extra spoilers, and the gyros. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about it because I think they're really worth maybe potentially bending the rules because it does allow me to add some weaponry to it, which makes it a little more effective. So if that's a fail, I'll accept it because I'd rather have the guns and make it useful and still functioning so I can say that, yeah, that's a decent concept. Because if it just looks cool, or looks fun, that's alright. But for it to be fun and useful, that's success. Yeah, not too shabby. Get this thing all rounded out, get my fuel tank on, and top it off just like perfect. Bang! Minigun! Or Autocannon. So that's what I ended up for my one-wheel car with a spoiler rear end. A multi-spoiler rear end. As you can see, it handles fairly good. All them gyros, they keep it up off the ground in the turns at normal speed. And then, you can always fire. Do a lot of damage with them guns, I believe. The only downside is if you get hit, you're probably going to fall apart like a fart in the wind, but don't get hit. Oh, sure, excuse me. Man, that looks cool. I like how you actually go fast enough to speed right through it. As you notice with the rockets on, she'll hit 123 on one wheel. But it does touch the ground when it turns and bangs up them hover pads. That's why I felt it was so important to have the helium bubbles back there. But it turns out I could have put them forward about 2 spots, and it probably would have covered the whole thing. 3 spots, maybe. So, maybe a redesign at some point. But like I was saying, headaches was messing with me. So, maybe not some of my best work, but still, I had fun doing it. Yeah, I could see this thing running around laying damage on some smaller stuff. 1 megaton would take him out, though. 1 good hit, he'd just be poof. Be like a little puff of dust. But yeah, like another thing I should probably mention too, though, is if you have any ideas that maybe you'd like to support my little channel and with more than just fuel in the tank, you could always take part in the donation appreciation program. Something I'm just kind of getting started and setting up. And basically what that would entail is you to go into my description, find my paypal.me link that's set up for $2 in the US funds, and send her on through onto my way. And what I'll do from there is I will always appreciate it, guaranteed. But then I will also put your name into the proverbial hat for a 3D printed metal tech draw. Like those 3D printed models that the guys at Grab It make. Yeah, one of them. So that's where the appreciation comes in. Donation's your part, the appreciation's my part. And hopefully we can have a ton of fun doing it. Now the first one's going to be worth about $40, because unfortunately that's all I can come up with right now. But with the more support, the bigger the prizes the next one could be. Or maybe even this one if it turns out really good. I haven't really put a closing date on it yet because I really want to put a video out just for this. I just haven't been... I've been trying to get this one little bit recorded of the 2 that I got so I could show something, and I just can't get them to frickin' record worth of crap with what I have. And my buddy's camera is... he lost his memory card, so I haven't been able to use that one either. So I might have to do something a little different. Like I always do. I'm always doing something different. But from there, I did something different again, and got back to working on the bases. See, this is the way my mind works when I got a headache. I jump all over the place, just depending on what happens. So this one here, I was kind of hoping that it would be a really, really speedy one. But I think at best, if I'm right, this one does it in about 45 seconds. So 45, I think, is the fastest one that I've got so far with this kind of design. Now, I did try another design that I didn't show in this one because it actually pissed me off. Because from what I could tell, it should have worked. But because of the calling system for the resources, it was ignoring the extra refineries, it was causing things to screw up, and it all around just frustrated the hell out of me. So I didn't put it in, because I didn't really think you wanted to hear about 2 minutes of solid swearing. No, not really. It was just like, what the heck? What's going on? Why? Huh? Oh, you have no frickin' clue. It was about like that for about 2 minutes while I was trying to figure that thing out. But then, like I said, when I got a headache, my patience goes right out the window, and my frustration level, it follows. But it's a roof window. I think it goes right through the roof. So I just said, no, I'm going to go try something different. So I tried this one. This time I'm going to make me an Autocannon. We'll see how it works. Now, see, this one is kind of the threshold of where you may see a problem. Or I may see a problem trying to build the Autocannon. Because as you can see, I got 5 component factories. But to make the Autocannon, I think it takes like 9 components or something like that in all. But at any given time, you could maybe need 4 or 5, depending on what piece you're working on. So it kind of seems like if you don't have enough components or component factories to make every component in one component at least, it may stall out on you. So if you have 3 factories and you want to build a component that takes 3 plus the component itself, you're going to need 4 factories. That's what it seems like. I'm not sure if that's 100% correct, but that's the gist that I've gotten from my little playtime with them. And as you can see there, it's stalled out on me. And I just select it to what to craft, and from there it picks it up again. So this challenge may be a little premature, possibly, but still, it's doable. But I just think the times will be a little slower than what they could have been. Because in theory, I should be able to have 1 factory, 1 little silo, a small little conveyor strip with a refinery, and a fabricator. And I should be able to make any recipe with just that. It'll just take a lot longer. Not the case. You got to do a lot of manual setting. But then I got into this base. This one didn't do too bad, but it was slow. Wasn't really the fastest one out there. I can't remember what the times were for this one, but this is more of a let's do it all at once. Now, if I remember right, I think it was just under the 2-minute mark, or 1:58 for both. So from the start to the completion of the Autocannon, it was just shy of 2 minutes, I believe. So that's been kind of my threshold for the combo craft, as I've been calling it. But yeah, with the headache going on and everything, this is going to be a shorter one today. Unfortunately, I had to kind of take a lot of breaks. A lot of headache breaks. Napping was about the best thing for me to do that day. But with that, I am going to call this one right around in here. Kind of do my little closings. So, once again, I thank you for joining me. I hope maybe it's been helpful in some small way. And, I do appreciate all the support you guys have given me. And that it all equals fuel in the tank. So, as always, if you did like what you saw, fill up the tank. Throw a like in, comments, feedback, suggestions, constructive criticism, subscriptions, dinging of the bell, all good ways of filling up the tank. And also, don't forget about the Saturday Showcase, where you can take your in-game snapshots or save game. Find my link for the Saturday Showcase auditions in the description of this video. Follow it to my thread on the Terra Tech forums. Post your stuff there, and I'll find them and make the best damn video out of it I can. And I think from there, it's pretty reasonable to expect that we'll all have a bunch of fun sharing our ideas and inspirations with others. Because so far it's been the fun, and I don't expect it to change. And once again, if you would like to participate in the donation appreciation program, find my little paypal.me link, send the $2. I'll add your name into the draw for the 3D printed metal tech. First one, as I said, is worth about $40 or more if we get the support. We'll make her as big as we can afford. 40 is just what I can afford right now. And this little base, well, I was hoping for great things with presetting it. Not quite. I think it was actually 50 seconds. But until next time, everybody, keep being the awesome, and keep having a good one. Bye.